Greetings from the Magic Kingdom. Well, not quite the Magic Kingdom yet. This is the ferry boat that goes over there. We decided to take the ferry instead of the monorail because we have a little bit of time to kill. Starting in January of this year, Disney World allowed park hopping again with some conditions. You can't go to the second park until after 2 o'clock. So 2 p.m. and on, you can go to your second park. And it's just about 1:30 now, so if we took the monorail, we'd probably get there too soon. So we're gonna take the ferry, and I like boats anyway, so that's awesome. I love how the new colors on the castle really pop. And there's the ferry going back at the Ticket and Transportation Center. Makes me super happy to walk in on Main Street USA, and there's a little princess parade going by, or the princess cavalcade actually. This just makes my heart feel happy to walk into Magic Kingdom and see awesomeness. Yay! Merida on the horse. Hey Merida. And the pooper scooper guy. Or lady in this case. And then Tiana and Rapunzel. And coming up, Aurora back there, Ariel. I think that's Sophia in the red. And Belle. And of course Snow White. And Cinderella. And somebody's on the other side. Oh, it's Jasmine. And then the fairy godmother. Yay! This is what they have instead of parades now, and I'm actually okay with it. How can you not be happy tra-la-laing down Main Street USA towards the beautiful castle? And I don't know. It's kind of busy here, but you know, it's the way in and out of the park, so it always kind of looks busy. We'll see what the rest of the park looks like. I haven't checked any wait times yet, so I'm not sure if it's busy or not, but this is not a particularly busy time of year, so I'm hoping that it's not crazy busy. But regardless, we'll have a good time, ride a few things, enjoy the ambiance. We decided to do Haunted Mansion because it's only a 20-minute wait. Right now they're not doing the pre-show, so you're just essentially walking onto the Omnimover. But the line, of course, looks always so long. I think it's back that way. You just have to follow it. I'm gonna keep following it. Over here. Yep, there it is. This isn't too bad. It's just up and around the corner there. We've been here before where the line wound all the way down there and over there. But this isn't too bad at all. We'll be on it in no time. No time, I say. Over there past the stocks is the Hall of President, which is currently closed because they're putting Biden in there. Last time we changed out presidents, it took them, I think, over a year before it reopened. I don't think it normally takes them a year to do it, but it took a while for Trump to record the line for the animatronic. I don't think it'll take Biden as much time, so we'll probably see it open sooner rather than later, but we'll see. We haven't been in a long time. I'd like to go there and see it again whenever it opens. It's a fairly warm day, 80-something degrees, so we decided to stop for some refreshment. This is the orange and vanilla Dole Whip, non-dairy, so none of this has any milk product. Josh got a strawberry vanilla. So the strawberry and vanilla are in different machines so they don't twist, but they'll put some strawberry for you and then they'll put some vanilla in. Essentially, it's like having a strawberries and cream. And just chocolate?
Yep. And
then, yeah, they just have chocolate. So this is over at the Sunshine Tree Terrace, just at the entrance of Adventureland, which is right over there. And just on the other side of that is an egg roll cart that's not open today, which makes me very sad. We're waiting in line for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's interesting that the way that they've set up the extended line, so it's about a 45-minute wait, which is not too long right now, but they've sent the line all the way through where the old railroad station used to be in Frontierland, and the railroad's closed right now because they're rerouting it based on Tron. Hasn't been up for a couple years, I think, but they've routed us up through there for extra spacing. So it's interesting the kind of task it must have taken for them to figure out how to wind all of these lines through their existing areas to keep social distancing intact. That's Big Thunder Mountain, by the way. I guess it's kind of a mountain. Here comes our train. As you can see, they're not filling every row. We're in the first row, so we always dip a little before it starts going. Bumping into this. Yeah, I love this ride. I love Chippendale. I always have. I was a huge Rescue Rangers fan. I mean, I liked them before that, but I was a huge fan of Rescue Rangers. I like him paddling. There's another boat over here that they're getting out of the way of. That's what they're reacting to. Oh, they're hams. Gaston. Oh, the country bears are up there. Josh noticed that. I didn't even catch that right away. And then we've got Peter Pan and Winnie and Pooh. Or Alice. ride is going to be the Jungle Cruise. 35 minutes, but due to social distancing, the line is all the way back close to Skipper's Canteen, which is behind me over here. I don't know if you can see that. And close to the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, which is behind me over here. I'm not sure that's actually open. I don't see anybody in it. They actually have social distancing lines on there. I figure that's bold since almost nobody goes to that attraction anymore. But it could be closed, and I'm just being cruel. I'm not sure I ever noticed this before, but the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse is very well defended with cannons. And I lied, it is open. There are people going through it right now. But wow, yeah. And they're ready to go too. It's war.
All right,
we're finally on, but I'm pretty sure it was more than 35 minutes. I'm not sure how much more because I wasn't timing it though.
Around and around. I'm Skipper Rich. This is the world famous all around the world Jungle Cruise. Yeah, we're going to look at all the rivers of the jungles on the planet, starting with the Amazon. A true tropical rainforest river. It rains here 360 out of 365 days a year. Gives us big plants, big animals, and my favorite, the big insects. Yeah, you catch a glimpse of our butterflies, you'll see they have 12-inch wingspans. You know what that makes them? The rulers of the jungle. True monarchs. We're passing Inspiration Falls here. The first group here sat, looked at it, listened to it, looked at it. One morning they got up, they looked at each other, and they said, I'm inspired to go. Sir in the back, mask up, thank you. Everybody who's come by since has been inspired to go. We're off on the Congo, home to the world famous Jungle Book. Find a librarian, you can check it out. And they're great beach parties. I could hear the musicians warming up. Yeah, something's wrong though. I don't see anyone. Canoe? Something really big must have scared them off because they're very reliable. The friendliest snake in the jungle, a python. Yeah, it rapidly forms a crush on you. Don't take it for granted. And here on the belt we have the giraffes, the antelope, wildebeest, zebras, and truly the kindest pride of lions on the planet, starting with sleeping zebra vultures. The rest of the zebras just hope that the lions, who have seen the eighth wonder of the world up close and personal. It is the backside of water! Yay! Woo! Young and old down to the water. Get a drink, take a bath, learn to swim. You can even get a shower up under the waterfall. Now it seems to be safe to take pictures. They all appear to have their swim trunks on.
Look, I know the Jungle Cruise is full of cheesy jokes, but I love it because I'm also full of cheesy jokes. I love it every time. But I like those kinds of puns. And there's always something a little different. Most of the jokes are the same every time, but we had a couple in there that I thought were pretty funny and I hadn't heard before. And I like that. We're on our way to get our dinner. We did mobile order at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. And our window to pick it up is coming up. So as soon as I get there, I'll mark that we're there. And then they'll start making it. And then they'll tell me which bay to go pick it up. It's a neat way to do things, I think. What I don't like about it is that we usually use gift cards and it doesn't save the gift card information. There's no place to put it. So every time we use the mobile ordering, we have to put in the 16-digit gift card number again and again and again every time. And it's not the worst thing ever, but it is bothersome. Why can't you just save one, right? So these are the remnants of our dinner. We both got, so we went to Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, which is right there. And we got both got foot-long, all-beef chili cheese dogs, and came with a side of fries. And then I ordered some Coke Zeros for both of us. Our review is that it was okay. The hot dogs were great. I mean, you know, all-beef hot dogs are pretty good. I felt like there could have been more chili cheese, and it was all kind of stuck in the center. And the buns weren't like foot-long buns. They were like regular buns, so you had these two ends sticking out. They didn't have any chili or cheese on them. So it was kind of strange. You can see right here, there's this one that doesn't have anything on it whatsoever. So I don't think I would get that again. They have a really good fried chicken sandwich here. It's a spicy chicken, comes with a sriracha aioli. We got that a couple times ago, I think, when we came in December, and it was really good. And I almost got that today, but I thought this looked good in the picture, but it looked better in the picture than it actually tasted. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but I do recommend the chicken sandwich if you go to Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe. Next ride is Winnie the Pooh, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. It really seems like he only goes on a single adventure in this, but maybe it's each part is considered a different kind of adventure. It was about a 30-minute wait, and I'm not sure how long we've been in it. I've sort of stopped counting at this point. I like this ride a lot. I'm excited about getting on it.
One day, hungry neighborhood, has been treated as Winnie's Day.
For food. If you ask me, he'll never reach that tree.
Why me? Why me? Oh dear. Hang on tightly, Roo. Look, Mama, look. I'm a spice food. If I were to say, gifted of the large Hunter! Come bounce with me!
And you start bouncing.
Bouncing makes you feel just great, doesn't it? Hunter! Follow me! Phew, I almost bounced right out of the ride. Watch out for heffalumps and woozles. They feel honey. Honey. Heffalumps and woozles feel honey.
Rain went away, and everyone gathered together to say,
Hooray! Hooray for Pooh, too!
And that's it, but I love that ride. Whew, I am super fading fast. I'm working off of like 2 hours of sleep. So, and as such, I needed frozen mocha Kona. Frozen mocha, wait, Kona mocha. Somebody, Josh, what was it, Josh?
I think it's the frozen Kona mocha.
Okay. It's essentially like a frozen coffee drink. I'm not really much of a coffee person, but this says like chocolate.
It's pretty
in it
much
too.
a frozen mocha.
Yeah, so
It's
it
very chocolatey, not very coffee.
I really need the
And he likes
caffeine.
it.
I mean, it is kind of coffee, and I don't like the taste of coffee usually, but there's enough sweetness to get rid of it. Or enough, I should say, that I can stand it. But really what I need is the caffeine. Josh got the, what's that called?
I think it's the Fairy Tale Latte or something.
Something February.
It's an espresso. That's right, kids. Espresso, not espresso. Espresso, dark chocolate syrup, caramel syrup, and some coconut syrup. And it's sort of like Chris came up with it. It's sort of like a Samoa Girl Scout cookie.
Yeah.
It's actually very good, and it's got some good coffee feel to it, but it's got some great other flavor to it too.
Yeah, we both needed the caffeine. It is 7 o'clock at night. It's gotten
Beautifully dark.
Pretty dark actually. The temperature is very nice.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Like it's very comfortable right now. There's a little bit of a breeze, but otherwise it's very comfortable. And we are trying to decide what to do next. The park closes at 10 o'clock tonight, I think.
Yes, 10 o'clock.
So I mean, I don't know if we're gonna make it all the way to the 10 because we're
We're fading
hurting.
hard.
But we want to get in as much as we can here because this is the only time we're going to be at Magic Kingdom. But we've done a lot already. I mean, we rode Big Thunder Mountain, we rode Haunted Mansion, we rode Jungle Cruise,
We rode Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
We bought a new phone case.
Hey, I got a new phone case.
got a
I
new-
got a new Magic Band. Oh, I'll show you my Magic Band. So this is my Rescue Rangers band. So you've got Chip and Dale there on that side, and then on this side, you can't see it very well. There we go. You can kind of see Monterey Jack and Gadget. Oh, I can't remember the name of the little fly guy. But anyway, Josh saw this, and he knew that I would like it because I've always loved Rescue Rangers, so I ended up buying it. And with my annual pass, it was only like 18 bucks.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, the discount for my annual pass. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. My camera is probably not doing this justice, but that is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Then of course Main Street over here, very lit up. I mean, at night, Magic Kingdom is an entirely other place, and it's one of my favorite things. The only thing that sort of matches it, and I still think Magic Kingdom wins, is Epcot, the World Showcase at night. But with the World Showcase, it's more like subdued lighting, very cozy. All of the different pavilions are cozy. Magic Kingdom is lit up like crazy, like particularly Main Street, and it doesn't really feel cozy in that sense, but it's beautiful. And then Tomorrowland with the Astral Orbiter going, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's very neon-y. I know we're at reduced capacity. I think the most they do is 35% of what their max capacity would be. But the hub actually looks pretty busy. Josh was mentioning the hub's usually busy. And it's true, it is the hub. You know, it's the... Not that there's not other ways to get around. There's plenty of ways to get around, but you can always go through the hub to get to other places. From some place to another place. We wanted to go walking up through the castle. Sometimes during the normal times of year when there's not a pandemic, these routes aren't available because the castle is a stage. And the area behind the stage is like backstage for the stage. And so they keep it closed to customers. But right now it's open because they're not doing any stage shows. And we're gonna go walking up there. Isn't that just gorgeous? I'm a huge fan of this. Now I'm up on the castle looking out over Main Street. Isn't that incredible? That is so awesome looking. We'll get some close-ups on the way out, but I just love that view all the way down to the train station. And then if I turn around, you'll see that right underneath the castle. The clock, and I love how you can see the carousel back there and the colored lights. Just spectacular. Brilliantly lit.
live in the house.
So now we walked through the castle into Fantasyland, and of course the carousel is here. It's Prince Charming's Regal Carousel, straight ahead. And over here is a 3D show called Mickey's PhilharMagic. I'm pretty sure it's from the 90s.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of 3D versions of the 90s Disney movies. Like there's a Whole New World from Aladdin, and Just Can't Wait to Be King from Lion King, Part of Your World from Little Mermaid. So it's just a way to do 3D. It's sort of that early 3D when it was starting to become more popular, and so occasionally it's a little blurry, but it's worth seeing. Like I like the show a lot. It still holds up pretty good. And as you walk this way, we're walking to the left of the carousel. On the right over here, that is the Small World. And on the left over here is Peter Pan's Flight. To our direct right here, this is Pinocchio's Village House. It's a restaurant, counter service restaurant. Serves mostly flatbreads, but then also has like cheeseburgers and nuggets for picky kids. But otherwise they have flatbread pizzas. And last time we were here, Small World was under a scrim. I guess they were redoing the outside. It looks nice.
It looks really clean and nice. Yeah, it does.
Sure looks pretty good. And then Peter Pan's Flight over there. Wow, that's only 35 minutes. Usually it's a lot longer than that. It's under a scrim too. They must be refurbishing that as well. You can see Rapunzel's tower back there. Rapunzel is represented in Fantasyland by, I'm sorry to say, a bathroom area. I mean, it's beautiful. You can see the lanterns there and the tower up above, but that's really the only presence that she has here, other than, say, the parades and the cavalcades and that sort of thing. But I do like this area, though. I mean, no, it's just bathroom area, but it's a nice little rest area, too. So you can sit down, have the beautiful lanterns, park your stroller. There's a lot of stroller parking over here, so it gets very congested. There's a better shot of Rapunzel's tower from just below it. It's up on the rock where you can't actually get anywhere near it, and it doesn't have a bottom part. So if I pull out, you'll see that there's rock work here. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but the tower just stands above. If you continue from the bathrooms and Rapunzel's tower, you walk straight into the Haunted Mansion, which is right over here to the right. We did that earlier. It's only 15 minutes. That's a walk-on. You want to do that again? You can't really see the mansion itself very well, but it's very pretty. It's moodily lit with just some lanterns in the windows, a little bit of lighting. Nothing too ostentatious. That was the idea, is the outside was supposed to look relatively normal. It was the inside that was supposed to be filled with haunts and ghoulies. Just outside the Haunted Mansion is a Haunted Mansion themed store called Memento Mori. And across from it is the Columbia Harbor House, which is usually a counter service restaurant serving a lot of fried food. Some of it seafood, a lot of it seafood. But right now, they're using it as overflow for the Peter Pan queue. And you continue walking. So we've walked into Liberty Square, which is meant to emulate colonial times. There's sort of a little rest area here. It's not really quick service food. It's more like popcorn and snacks and things you can just buy, like the little shopette. And then there's places to eat it over here. And that is across from where the Liberty Bell is, over here. It was going earlier, it's not going right now. I think it's done for the evening, but this is the Liberty Bell docks. That structure you see over there is Splash Mountain, just from across the water. With the lights reflecting there. And Big Thunder Mountain, so that's Splash right there. Big Thunder is right over here, like if you walk around the water, that's where that is. This leads into Frontierland, which is where we're heading right now. So Liberty Square, although it's called the Square, is not square. It's really more of a pass-through. Like you walk through it and then you can get to Frontierland over here, and that goes all the way around. Like Splash Mountain is part of Frontierland, and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is also part of Frontierland, whereas the riverboat, for example, is part of Liberty Square. One thing I like about the Frontierland is at night it has more subdued lighting, because it's meant to emulate the frontier times when they maybe wouldn't have the bright lights that they would have turn a century, like electric lights like on Main Street. So it is more subdued. The lighting isn't as bright. It's still bright enough not to be dangerous, but it's not like Main Street lighting. And there's a few shops over here. Frontier Trading Post, the Country Bear Jamboree straight ahead, Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. We eat there sometimes. One of our favorite things about that place is they had a toppings bar. So you'd get, like, say, tacos or fajitas or something, and they had a whole bunch of toppings, salsa and lettuce and cheese and onions and tomatoes, and you could just pile that stuff on your tacos or whatever other Mexican food you ordered. But of course, because of the pandemic, they don't want to have people sharing the same, like, tongs and stuff. So now they just give you little containers of it. It's not the same. So we haven't eaten there in a while because it's a very different experience. But just see how dark it is, some of these areas. I don't know if you can see Big Thunder Mountain over there. Oh, I guess you can. Big Thunder around the river bend. Yeah, just around the river bend. And look, there's people standing right in the middle of the walkway for some reason. Oh man. I mean, I know it's human nature. Everybody does it at some point. And I'm sure everyone gets frustrated by it. But too often, groups of people just stop right in the middle of the walkway. Here we are closer to Splash Mountain. There goes one down. Every time there's a flash, it means that one of the logs is going down, because it takes a picture of you as you go down. And there is I should say, a group of people whose job is to look at all of the pictures on Splash Mountain and determine whether or not they can be used, because one of the terms for Splash Mountain is Flash Mountain. Apparently it was a thing, and maybe still is, where women would lift their tops in the picture, and some of them would get through. So now, before the pictures are released to, like, you have your magic band and they know who's on the car, and so that picture gets put on your My Disney Experience app if you have, say, the photo pass. And if somebody has seen anything inappropriate, then it won't show up there. Pretty interesting, huh? With Splash Mountain behind us, if you keep walking this way, there are a number of ways to get in here from Frontierland, but we're all the way at the end, and that leads into Adventureland. Adventureland has a few rides, Pirates of the Caribbean probably being the most famous, and then of course it has the Jungle Cruise, which we were on earlier, Swiss Family Treehouse. It has the Flying Carpets of Aladdin, which is just a spinner ride. Pirates is down right now. I'm not sure why, because it's been going earlier all day long, so something's up. I doubt it'll be up for the rest of the night, but that's why all the workers are standing outside. I only knew because I was going to do something else in the My Disney Experience app, and there's a pop-up that said, you know, from the CEO of Magic Kingdom, sorry that Pirates is down, and you know, they're working as hard as they can to get it back up. But I'm like, oh well, that was nice and preemptive. But again, just like Frontierland, It's more subdued lighting back here.
Oh, and there's a tiki room. Right up tiki room.
And the Tiki Room. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention the Tiki Room.
Yeah, I know.
The big tall. Yeah, that is very nicely lit. We did the Tiki Room last time we came. I don't think we'll do it this time. But we do like the Tiki Room. It's just not something we have to do every time. Usually, if you're walking from Pirates over here, Jungle Cruise is to the right. And there are some stairs that lead down into it. But because of social distancing, the line has to go pretty far back. So this area has been closed off and has been made into stroller parking. And you can only get into that area through the ramp, and it's controlled so that people don't cut the line. And here's the flying carpets of Aladdin over here. Unlike other spinner rides that go up and down, this one goes up and down, but it also goes in and out. So there's a front and a back to each magic carpet, and one controls the up and down and the other one controls the in and out. Not sure why that's exciting, but there you go. How many spinner rides does one park need? Well, there's 3 of them in Magic Kingdom. The Astral Orbiter, the Magic Carpets, and then of course Dumbo. Dumbo being the most famous example. If you rode Dumbo, you rode them all. I mean, at least the Astral Orbital has the advantage of being high up, so you get an incredible view. This is, I feel like, just in the way. So now we've come somewhat full circle. We walked around through Fantasyland, into Liberty Square, into Frontierland, through Adventureland, and that looped all the way back around to the hub. We're just approaching it from the other side. We started in Tomorrowland, and that's straight ahead over there. Now we are back to the hub, just on the other side, and the castle's over here on my left instead of on my right. And Main Street is to the right, over here. We're on our way out, but we wanted to hit the Emporium, which is a very big store, the big store in Disney, or I should say in Magic Kingdom. There was a time when it was the biggest, but there's a place in Epcot called Mouse Gears, which was bigger, but now the whole thing's being refurbished and that building was torn down, so I don't know if the replacement will be bigger. There is a Mouse Gears, but it's not as big as it used to be.
No way.
It's just, I think, a temporary location. But the biggest is in Disney Springs. It's called World of Disney, and it is a gigantic store.
It really is, yeah.
And you can get lost in there. But yes, Main Street USA is meant to emulate the turn of the century, sort of the Main Street that, stealing a term from Hollywood Studios and paraphrasing, it's the Main Street that never was and always will be. That sort of pristine Main Street of the early 1900s. Ooh, bubbles. There's always bubbles. I like bubbles, so that's okay, but sometimes you just walk through and there's spontaneous bubbles. And normally there's a lot of ways in and out of the Emporium. The problem is,
you guys are heading on out. You can head straight here in the middle and head on down to Mickey and Minnie and all of their friends.
Cool, she's directing us to the Emporium. Usually there's lots of ways in and out, but because of the social distancing and they need to control the number of people in the shops, so what they do is have like one entrance and then multiple exits, and you can't go and like, see here, exit only, the entrance is this way. That way they can keep count of how many people are in the shops at one time. So we just need to find where the entrance is. And this says Emporium line starts here, so that's where we're gonna stand. Sometimes merchandise is sold in themes. This is the Wishes Come True blue color. And I mean, I like this color a lot. I'm a blue fan, and I really like this color of blue. And these are called Spirit jerseys. They're sort of like sweatshirts in a way, but they have writing on the back and some on the front. And I like that. I just don't tend to wear a lot of like long sleeve stuff like that that's not a pullover or a hoodie. And it also has sparkles in it, which doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I don't know if you can see those, but it has like glitter in it. But I do like this color, and I'd love to get something for Clifford, my cat, but These would be all way too big for him. But they have ears in it. They have bags of it. They have mini bags of it. They have Crocs. And t-shirts. Like, that's a nice t-shirt, but I actually think that's a lady's. It's kind of just tapered.
The sleeves look at.
Yeah, the sleeves sort of look the way that their ladies' shirts do. But yeah, I like that color. These hats are depicting the old ticketing system that they used to use to ride rides. So depending on how popular or new the ride was, it was graded A, B, C, D, or E. E tickets were always the most popular rides. And so if you've ever heard the term like, oh, this is definitely an E ticket, then that's what they're talking about, e-ticket rides. They got rid of the ticket books because now everyone just has, you know, once you're in the park, you can ride anything you want. You don't have to spend tickets to do it. But this harkens back to those days. Now, I never went to Disney when they had ticket books, so I don't have any personal relationship with these. I just know about them and I know that they exist. And I also know that Disney will still honor them. So if you happen to have an E-ticket or a D-ticket, they'll still honor those. Worth the face value, but the face value is only something like 20 cents or 25 cents. It's not really worth much, but they would honor it. I think it's worth more as a collector's item than actually cashing it in. And they have different rooms. So like that is a room that has a lot of t-shirts and other apparel. And then you come into this room here. I mean, there are t-shirts here too, but this is a different kind of apparel. There's a lot of the child. It's very popular right now. And then you move into sort of the next section. This has a lot of the 2021 stuff. There's a themed merchandise for every single year. And then once you move through here, then you go essentially into the large part of the store, which is over here. So it's essentially one long store all the way down Main Street with sort of different shops and shopettes within it, but it's still all part of the Emporium. And they have dog stuff and cat stuff over there. It's mostly dog stuff. Disney themed games like Jenga, Monopoly, snacks and suckers. There's not tons of sweets in here because across the way is the confectionery, and the confectionery has many more sweets. It's a cool magic band. It's a bunch of dogs. Oh man, is there a cat one? I'm wearing a cat mask right now. I wonder if there's a cat magic band. Oh, you know what? Actually, there are cats on here. It's cats and dogs. I love this one because it's Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. See how she's holding the potion? I love that. This is in one of the shops and I love it. At the end of Aristocats, she has kids, and these are the little kids. And you see a lot of Marie stuff around, but you rarely see Toulouse or Berlioz. And I love the fact that they're all three there. It's one of my favorite bags. Not that I need a bag like this, but I love this bag. We have walked out of the Emporium on the other end, and we've come to, well, the hub is the part that's over by the castle where everything splits off. This is Town Square. You have City Hall over there. You have a fire station over there. There's also a barber shop, like a functioning barber shop over there, although I don't think it's open right now because of the pandemic. The train station's up there. It's under a scrim because they're refurbishing it. And as I mentioned earlier, the train hasn't been running for a couple of years, so now's their chance. Over there where it says theater, it's not actually a theater, it's a meet and greet, although they're not doing meet and greets right now, so I'm not really sure what they're using it for. And then next to it is Tony's Town Square. It's a restaurante. It's based on the restaurant from Lady and the Tramp. We enjoy eating there sometimes, particularly on that terrace that you see over there. It's really nice to eat outside and people watch others in Town Square. And then of course there's the confectionery that I was talking about earlier that's across from the Emporium. And you can see the castle all the way down there. We've pretty much come to the other side of Main Street. That is going to do it for us from Magic Kingdom. It's been a very long day. We did an overnight flight. We didn't get a room right away like we have the last couple of trips, so we had to pretty much just go all day with very little sleep. And we did It seems like forever ago, but we did Animal Kingdom this morning, and that was in my previous video. And then we did Magic Kingdom, so it was a Kingdoms Day. Now we're on our way back. We gotta get our bags from Bell Services, go to our room, shower, because I feel gross. I haven't showered since almost 24 hours now.
Which would be a normal day, but with all we've done.
Yeah, which would be a normal day, but with all we've done, I feel gross and can't wait to get in the shower. Thank you for joining us today. Tomorrow will be another 2-park day, starting with Hollywood Studios and then ending in Epcot. See you then.